Okay, sir, thank you very much for opening your doors to us. The 8th edition of the National Youth Games is coming up. What should we expect from Team Lagos going into the games in Delta State?
Thank you very much. We, as a state, we are very delighted and really optimistic that it's going to be another great moment to showcase the best of what Lagos State can offer in terms of talent development and human capacity development as well. You know, what we have been doing is to consistently create an opportunity for young people, particularly even from our school space and different communities in Lagos State, to showcase their talent through our grassroots sport development initiative. We have various initiatives that are targeting various communities within the community. And we have tried as much as possible to do mapping in terms of sporting peculiarities that are, noted with some local communities in Lagos State. For instance, Mushi and Oshodi, we have been getting the best of boxers and table tennis players from those communities. In Surulere that we've been getting the best of footballers, even though football is a popular sport across every community in Nigeria. But we are trying as much as possible to sort of create, identity around sports as they are unique to different communities in Lagos State. And that has also been stimulating a lot of debates across those communities. So this 8th National Youth Games gives us an opportunity to also, present the future talents. We have seen a lot of talents coming out of Lagos State. But right now, we have identified the dexterity of some of our kids. The under 15 is so amazing, and we want to showcase that to the world. We did so well in terms of our elimination in Osun State, and we also want to surpass that. I don't want to say we want to replicate, we want to surpass that in the games proper. So that is what, we are prepared for.
In the last decade, Team Delta remains the team to beat. Going into the games, can Lagos match and also come out tops at the National Youth Games?
To be honest with you, when I say to people during my last conversation, some people were talking to us and they were asking questions that Lagos should be able to actually, trials of or Delta State this time around. I said it's a possibility, even though some people say it's ambitious. Ambition is noted with Lagos State. Who are we as Lagosians if we are not ambitious? And I think it's a possibility. And we are not just going in terms of preparation and in terms of the enormous support. I mean, this is a big thing. Thank you to Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who has shown tremendous interest in sports. He has been supporting these people in terms of welfare, in terms of equipment, in terms of facility as well. So we are now saying to those people, particularly Delta State, that Lagos State is more than prepared to actually challenge them with that slot. We are not just going to win medals. We are going to be very heavy on goods, and we are going to be, fighting for that first slot. We are not comfortable with the second slot anymore, or second position. And that is the reason why we have, a lot of sporting talents, rising stars across, different sports that will be competing at the National Youth Games.
Age cheating has plagued the National Youth Games for quite a while. Your predecessors have done so well to try to bridge that particular gap. Can you assure us that the athletes that are going are within the same age brackets? And what do you intend to do for those from other contingents who might try to cheat, so to speak?
To be honest to you, I can say without equivocation that Lagos State can be marked as a state that has shown fidelity to the processes and regulations and rules of this game. And that was manifested in our appearance at the zonal elimination. We can tell that we are the only one because our selection process was very rigorous. We have a lot of technical teams from internal and external to assess, the quality of athlete that we are presenting. And we have done that so well by also checking just not an ordinary identity. We took a deep dive into what they are presenting to us to actually match the age with the age perimeter that is expected, that these people are actually truly under 15. And it's a thing that we think it is important to be replicated across Nigeria. And also, it is expected that, because we don't want to be shortchanged, we don't want to be cheated, and we can say that, and I did, for your information, I've actually put up a team who will be doing a lot of observation so that we can put up, there's a space for arbitration if we are concerned and we have a doubt about the real age of those people that will be competing with Lagos State, because we want to show that we want to match the age with the age of, people who will be competing with us. And we have tried as much as possible to go through the selection process in such a way that we are presenting truly people who are within that age bracket. So we will expect every other person, if we truly want to be competitive and they truly want to contest with Lagos State, they should also come up with people who are within that age bracket. Come with people who are older, or far more experienced because of their age, against people who are truly under 15 is not fair, and is not the kind of true sportsmanship that should be promoted even at that category of games with under 15 youths, like national youth games.
Lagos State is a potpourri of sports, so we want to hear from you. Which sports do you think will deliver the most medals for Team Lagos at the National Youth Games?
I can tell you, without equivocation, that it should look out for us in wrestling, in weightlifting, in boxing, in swimming, in cycling, in athletics. I have to say that. And they should also look out for us in handball and football as well. We saw the way our girls performed in the zonal elimination game. And a lot of people have actually been speaking about some of the stars that we've been bringing on board. And beyond that as well, there's some other sports like hockey, like kickboxing, that we are doing so well. It will seem like I'm revealing some of our top secrets, to our competitors, but we don't care. They can look at our book so that they can be able to prepare better for what is coming ahead of them. But to be honest with you, we are very optimistic that we're going to earn considerable gold medals, not just medals, in those sports that I've mentioned. And I think it's a comparative advantage, to Lagos State.
And can you help us bridge the gap between the National Youth Games and the upcoming National Sports Festival? How do you intend to juggle both? And is there a line and a bridge that joins both of them together?
To be honest with you, the way everything is coming back to back is sort of a fascination and a challenge at the same time for the Sport Commission. But it's also presents an opportunity to see who are truly the athletes, who are truly coming forward to wear the identity of Lagos State. And our identity is unique because we are now focusing so much on talent development and talent retention. So as a result of that, Mr. Governor is deploying so much resources into incentives, into opportunities after the games, into grants, into exposure, traveling exposure, around sporting area, also heavy investment in infrastructure. I think these are laudable, wins and immeasurable gains that can go in the direction of athletes that will make them to want to stay in Lagos State. So on both sides, the youth games and the National Sport Festival, we can actually have a mix of, sporting talent. This is the state where we have, substitutes that are even, that can even beat other competitors in other states. So we are really, really prepared in identification of the talent and positioning the talent in areas which is going to be of advantage for us. If we realize that this individual is so very good, but because of the age of those he's going to be contesting with in terms of agility, we have another category of people that can match similar agility of our competitors. So that is where we see how we move around and pick the best out of our team to represent us in all those national sporting activities and programs.
So as the DG of the National Sports Commission here in Lagos State, over the next 4 years, what would you like to leave as your legacy as the DG of the National Sports Commission, understanding that we have a sports-loving governor in the person of Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's actually a huge platform in terms of, okay, for instance, we have 44 sporting associations registered in Lagos State, but we understand that we have different dimensions of sporting engagement. We have an area of sport tourism, we have areas of sport recreation, sport for entertainment. So beyond the competition side of things, we are now looking at how we can market sports to our potential visitors, to our potential investors, and they can look at areas where they can tap into. The other time we had an engagement with the German ambassador to Nigeria, and we're generally talking about sporting, programs and activities and engagements. So we now asked him what is his sporting interest, and I said fencing. So I started describing fencing and sort of different categories and engagement within that space, and he got really fascinated. He said, "Oh, we never knew that these are some of the things that Lagos State government is doing that it attracts a lot of expatriates and diplomatic community in Lagos State, and from that avenue we can attract investment into it." We did the first archery championship in Lagos State, and we were so amazed with the quality of people and the number of people that participated in it. So when we are leaving, we are also using the opportunity to extend handshake to our corporate friends who are particularly interested in what they can do in terms of support for sports in Lagos State. And going forward, we want to see more sponsorship from the side of private sector and more investment in sport. That would be a great legacy for me.